Okay, Lost is the classic death in the woods scenario. This is the one that gives it the name. Forgot to mention in my little explanation. There's a terrain effects chart, different costs for different terrain. There's some special rules to handle things like fords and paths. But beyond those special rules, I've pretty much given you the rules. Basically, the ford's not really a big deal at all. It's just a movement type. But the paths, you can follow them instead of following the normal movement. And I'm not going to go into the details of how they all explain that. It's just really, trying to nail things down. One cute thing here. Get out of the wilderness before thirst and starvation render you not survived. Okay, so what's special in this one? I'm not going to explore the encounter chart. It's got good and bad things. They always do. The direction ability, though, on a 1, you're going to go randomly in a certain direction in a straight line as far as you can go. Movement is almost always as far as you can go. You don't have an option to stop usually. 2, and that's important in this scenario. 2, you look at the random direction chart, you roll again, and then you start in the direction of the arrow of the random direction chart. After moving at least 1 hex, you can make 1 direction change, and then you move as far as possible. That 1 direction change can't be to double back ever. That's a general rule. And 4, 5, or 6, you start in any direction, but you must go in a straight line only. The difference being you get to choose your direction from what was up here. Okay, now here's what makes this one harsh. Because you're just some dude out backpacking, in the local forest or whatever. And, well, I don't know, you seem to have gotten badly lost. Gee. Tales reference. You satisfy your food needs if you end your movement in a food hex, and your water needs if you end your movement in a water hex. Moving through them doesn't help you. You're too stupid to pick up food when you find it. You're too stupid to drink water when you find it. You will only do it at night or whatever. Anyway, it's meant to simulate how much harder someone who doesn't know what they're doing has here. And you can play around with this. Obviously, the Rollmaster type thing kind of did this. Gregor was mentioning expandability of the system. Yeah, that's what they did with Rollmaster. They basically pasted this system into a whole role-playing game, which is kind of clever, except totally, I don't know, it's plagiarism, All right, so we'll start. We start in Area 5. Our goal is to get off the map somehow. I don't have a lot I can do. I roll a direction ability and I see where I go. 6, I get to go in any direction I like in a straight line. Well, there's kind of a nice path here without any water. Coming down this way is not too bad, I think. I'm going to head down this way. I think it's shorter too. So we look up the movement point cost just like you would in a war game or something. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 movement points. Oh, there's an optional rule about these houses where you can get food and water in them, and if you rest in them, you can pick up additional food and water. That helps the scenario a lot, but it kind of takes away the fear aspect of it and the hopelessness. So I kind of like not playing with it, but when my wife and I played, we played with it. It made it a little bit more interesting in a 2-player game. This is a good solo scenario. There's not much you can do in this scenario to add risk to increase your chance of winning. All right, well, I didn't land in food and water, so my indices go down. Yay, I'm dying. And I don't get another turn yet. First I roll to see if I have a random event. Nope. All right, now I get my turn. I roll a direction. 1. I go in a random direction at full movement. There's my random direction chart. I roll a 1, so I'll be going this way as fast as I can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's as fast as I could go. All right, so I didn't find water or food, and I'm becoming a little less healthy. because my water went down over this limit. Yay! Hey, maybe I found something random in the mountains. Perhaps I did. Okay, so what I'm going to do is the red die is going to determine the column. Remember 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then, okay, next turn I'm stationary. I don't have food and water with me. Let's see if I have an event. Yay, I do. It'll be personal 6. Ah, I lose 2 life levels. Okay, so I'm slower now. Those life levels I can't recuperate. It's possible in some of the scenarios that if you get your food and water up, you get the life levels back that you lose during them. But if I lose them through a random event, it's like I've broken a leg or something. This is why you never go in the wilderness alone. Because this is reality, folks. This is what will happen to you if you go out in the woods. No, I mean, this is supposed to be a pretty extensive wilderness. Let's check my direction ability. All right, random move without turning. And I'll be going this way. It always feels like it takes longer when you're walking back, doesn't it? At least with a broken leg. Hey, I didn't find anything, food or water. So I lose 2 life levels, 1 from each of these. I love this scenario. It's the best scenario ever. This is how I convince people never to want to play this game. The other scenarios are actually kind of interesting, though. We have an event. I lose 2 life levels. I don't know why this was included in the form that it is. It's just so hideous. All right, let's see what happens in my movement. 3. All right, now this is the one that I'm used to that is kind of helpful. You get a random direction that you start off in, but then you can turn. So I actually have some choice now of some significance. That's this way. I've only got 2 movement points, so if I move here, I won't get anywhere. I can't move here because I don't have enough movement points to enter a river hex. So I don't know. You know, I mean, I'm dead, essentially. I don't find food or water. Lack of water drops me 2 more levels. I'm down to 1 movement point. Now, if the houses were in the game, you could sit at them and get permanent food as base stations or whatever. You could sit at them and get permanent food and water and actually raise up your points there. And if you're playing this competitively or something, maybe that's the only way to do it because you're trading lives for... It makes the scenario a little bit more interesting, maybe. I don't know. You certainly want to get yourself fully healed, though, so it's not like you have any real decision there. Let's see if I have an event. Nope. Direction. Okay, random direction, no choices. I'm heading down this way. I don't have enough movement points to go there, so I just sit where I am. I lose a water and a food. That water cost me 4. So now I've decided to give up. I'm just going to sit here on the ground and puke for a while. And let's see if I have an event. Maybe a bear will come along and eat me, and that'll make me survive a little less long and be a little happier overall. Oh, I gain a water index. I get my 4 food by 4 health levels back. Oh, just thinking about a bear gave me strength to move on. All right. A 4 is I get to choose the direction I want, but it's going to be straight line. Well, I can only move 1 hex, and there ain't many places I can go. Oh, look, I lose my 4 life levels again. Let's get back on our knees where we belong. And let's see if we find an event. I find an X. That means nothing. All right, well, it's over, essentially. But we'll play the next turn. So, I don't need to roll on this because I have no movement points. I'm not going anywhere. So now I lose 7 life levels, 8 life levels. I'm dead. No, I'm sorry. I'm rendered not survived. That was fun, right? This is always so cool as a way to just show people how bad a game can be. There are several out there that are like this, but not everything in this game is this bad. It's just effectively as bad. All right, I'll send this one up.